Hello, my fellow YouTubers. This is Roy back again. Notice the sequence. Ring bell twice. We're exciting the ground right now because this rod is ground. And that's a capacitor that's separating the charge. And that excitement right there. Let's lighten up. That's just touching ground. Right now, so you can actually lower this. Before we lower it, let's put some more stuff down here. Now watch ring bell twice. Now watch it on the coil. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So what you got here is a throw and you got a throw out, and then you got a contraction. So basically what you're looking at is expansion and a contraction. And with Leedskalnin, it's ring bell twice. You don't mention expansion and contraction other than in the pamphlet of minerals and life and minerals, or the minerals pamphlet. But you can see that. And the reason I have these coils up top, the wireless part of this, I'm really more amazed of, because he was able to contact his tripods. Without a doubt. This is crazy. I mean, let's grab something over here. I mean, here's the recording in a light. You got the ring bell twice both times. Also, let's get it going. Now let's go down here. You can see it. It's pushing and it's pulling. Also down here with the ground. So we're putting positive electrostatic, separated through that capacitor right there, which I made out of a pickle jar. Enjoy the views, guys. I hope it excites you to get on and do stuff. This is what it's all about. Don't just let them tell you what's going on and they know everything, because they don't know everything. Go outside each individual place of everything. If they said they done it, they closed the door, they closed their mind, they moved on. It's usually the highly educated people. Electronics, engineering, electrical engineering, I'm talking about. Excuse me. This is what I want you guys to be able to take upon yourself and call out everything, question everything. Whatever your quest is. Take the information, put it on the shelf, use it later when you need it. And when it comes to electrical, wireless, I like that. Wireless. The great explanation in wireless is a transferable dipole. So if you guys know what a dipole is one side's positive charged and one side's negative, and then it becomes AC to where it flips its poles. When it flips its poles in the medium that it sits in, will all of a sudden have a bubble of charge. That bubble of charge is a two-sided charge, because you can't just throw out a positive charge. You got to throw out a charge itself, and then everything around it becomes the opposite charge, pretty much. So you're squeezing out a bubble, and that bubble just expands and goes, and then there's another bubble behind it, and 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 another bubble behind it. And before you know it, you have a transfer propagation of waves of any frequency that, and any induction, because the wave itself in expansion all depends on a couple parameters with the induction, and also the frequency, as well as the medium that it travels through, and also the other thing that matters is the we'll call it the impedance, because it all comes down to impedance. Now, when you look at everything and you look around, you say, damn, what is all that stuff? It's just studies. It's studies over and over and over. I got a new friend. You see him? Oh, what's up, buds? Guess I'm making a nest. Get a nest started somewhere. I'll let him go. Pain in the ass. They're dirty. The impedance is where wireless really comes in, because you have to match the impedance. The impedance of the transmitter and the receiver has to match an impedance. Impedance comes down to resistance, inductance, and capacitance. So, for instance, this coil here is a double wound speaker coil. this matches the same amount of length between both of them, the same diameter, the same length. So what's great about this, if you pulse this, that one will pick up the pulse. Now, what's really interesting is it won't pick up the pulse just because the wires matched. What are we missing? Well, a couple things. One is the induction. The induction could be iron, which it always is. That induction right there. And you, nobody questioned or even left a comment on my past videos on some of the stuff laying around here. And I'm doing a scope here so you guys can leave more comments. Questions. It's about questions. If you're not asking questions, I don't want to really hear in your comments. Like, dislike, I don't really care if you like or dislike. I want questions. I want you to question it. When I started this 9 years ago, there was nobody out there really, oh my God, did I have to kill myself to find people. Angus Wangus in the beginning, and then Too Tough. These are the guys that at least explain the basics of the, not like some animated shit or some like, let me show you a video and all of a sudden nothing's explained. I do that, but that's just a teaser stuff. And you guys who've been following me for years now, one thing you do know about me is I'm freaking consistent. I'm not quitting. And you know what? What am I looking to learn? Pfft, it doesn't freaking fucking matter. Nothing matters. The fact that I'm well off in knowledge now than I was 9 years ago with this electronics and wireless and grounding and atmospheric pressures and the ether and electrostatics and current, dielectrics, magnetics, paramagnetics, dimagnetics, alkalinity, acidity. These are things, guys, you should be asking questions because I have so much knowledge in the backdrop. And I don't mind sharing it because through all the experiments I've done with Ed, the real true end game has never been a thought. I'm not looking to solve Ed's mystery. I'm in my own journey. Sorry to disappoint you guys with Ed Leedskalnin. Did I make it fly? Is it going to take us to the moon? No, guys. Levitation? Come on now. Get a grip. But it is possible. Excuse me. Woo! Yes. Very much possible. If you can think it, it can happen. But it's going to show that it comes from the basics, the ground basics, the things like at Leedskalnin was bringing us, and the thing Tesla was bringing us with the wireless, and the things that the troubadours before them brought to them, who brought us what we have now. So ask the questions. That's all I'm saying. There's a lot of electromagnetic things I do you guys don't pick up on. So, you know, I do a lot of frequencies. I use a lot of tuning forks. Basically, that is a tuning fork. If you don't believe me. You don't think the wire inside this coil picks that up? You don't think that coil picks it up? You don't think that iron connected to ground with a grounding rod 8 feet deep coming off of that is feeling that? Or this ground is feeling it, or this ground here is feeling it, or even this light bulb is feeling it. Just because it's getting vibrated doesn't mean it's not electrically charged, but not enough for us to even look at it and say, hey, what the hell just happened? We don't even see that. But it's a frequency. So that frequency itself, look at this. This is a rock. It's a magnetite. It's a rock made, it's heavy. Made of iron, but it's a freaking rock. All right? It's a rock. Hurt your toes, but it's a rock. Now, I'm just trying to explain to you guys, there's so much out there. I do so much because I'm interested in it. Not to prove anything, not to show I'm smarter or just some imbecile out there trying to make a buck on YouTube, because guess what? Ain't no money coming in here. My accounts ain't big enough. So it's not about the money. I never asked for money. But what I do ask for is you guys to fucking start asking questions on stuff. Like how much wire, how much coils, how much induction, the important stuff. If you want to know stuff, just pick my brain, because there's so much stuff I do in experiments that I just know, and it's just related differently. Look at this. 2 coils wound. It's opposite direction. And I got them heading, over there is north. These coils are heading north. And the backside of them are heading south. Okay? They're constantly from the electromagnetic waves of the meridian of my medium. They're freaking loaded. But they're just still, they're stagnant. So that's why I got them there, and I got them coming down, and their wires here are connected to the coils. So what happens to these that are running right now? You guys don't see it. So here's the north, here's the south. There's natural magnetic meridian lines traveling that we don't even see. And they're getting caught up in the copper right now. And they're being brought down into these coils. Ask questions. Can't tell you everything if you don't ask it. I always knew the guy thought he knew everything, just didn't ask enough questions. You guys have a good night. Love you. Stay strong. Peace out, my brothers.